Hello everyone, welcome to Locke Outdoors, and on today's video I got something special. We are going to be reviewing my latest knife that I received, and it's a beaut. The Malone Knives Wingman. This little blade can do it all. Stay tuned. Hi everyone. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the Malone Knives Wingman. Now this knife is one of, I think, 7 designs that Malone Knives makes. He's a custom and independent knife maker down in Texas in the USA. So this knife is all the way up here now in Newfoundland, Canada. You can't get much further away northeast of Texas than I am right now. And this knife is a fantastic knife, and I'm so excited to have it in my collection. Now I just wanted to go over it, and I'll do some more close-ups of it here now shortly. But this is the Malone knife. I asked for a nice darker handle on it with nice copper or brass. I can't remember now what I asked for, if it's copper or brass, but I got the hardware in there, just nice. I'm gonna say it's copper. Nice copper hardware, and I also put some bright orange spacers in the middle. Now, normally I don't go with that, but the reason why I wanted this, I wanted to have a nice dark looking knife, but I also wanted something to stand out in case, just to make it a little easier to see in case it was dropped or something like that. And I think that the combination of the handle, the dark handle, and the orange spacers with the hardware here, man, oh man, I think is a beautiful looking knife. So again, this is made by Malone Knives. He's an independent knife maker, and this is the smallest knife that he makes out of his collection, and they're really well crafted. So someone asked me in a conversation just the other day, they were like, well, why do you go with, if you're going to get like a custom knife, why did you get something like so small and so tiny? First of all, it's not the size that matters, it's how you're going to use it. Okay, we're still talking about knives, but like, Malone Knives makes some great style knives, but this knife, out of all the knives that this guy makes, personally, in my opinion, I think this is one of the most versatile knives that he makes, and it's exactly what I needed to have as my everyday carry when I'm up in the woods. Now, I have several smaller knives that I've won and received over the last couple of months, which I really like. But this one, I desperately wanted to have since I saw it released. And I love this knife. So let's talk about some of the features about this blade. It's a high carbon steel blade. I don't have that. Now, I'm not a knife guy. I'm going to say it right now. I don't know a thing about knives. I don't know. I know like some of the different style grinds that are on knives, and I know of high carbon steel versus stainless steel blades. I don't know anything about the types of blades, the hardnesses, Rockwell hardnesses, and all that stuff. I don't have a clue. I'm not that type of a person. That stuff I don't care, as long as I know it's a good quality knife, and this is one of those knives. If you want to know the information about that and those specific details, if they're important to you, check out his website, Malone Knives. All right. So as I was saying, I don't know that much about knives. I really don't. I know the types of knives that I like to use, and I'm not like a techie. I don't know all the different types of grinds and the benefits of each grinds, but I do know that when I have a knife that I like, it does the things that I need it to do, and this is just that knife. This knife is such a small, compact knife, but it has a multiple uses. So I just got some of the specs from the knife. This is 01 spring steel, made of 01 spring steel. So again, I don't know what that means. I really don't. I'm not going to pretend that I do either. Too many people talk about knowing different things and they really don't. I'm just going to come out and say I don't know, but 01 spring steel, and it has a saber grind on it. So this is a saber grind. I suck at making feather sticks, but the thing is, this knife and the type of grind that it is, saber grind, which I'm learning. I got a couple of knives now that have a saber grind to it, and I find that they make feather sticks really well, especially for those who suck at making feather sticks like me. So this works really, really well. So yeah, the Malone Knives Wingman 01 spring steel saber grind. So some of the features about this knife. Well, number one, it's a very small, compact design. It's no more than it's certainly not 5 inches long. That's for sure. Easy. So it's a nice, small, compact blade, and it has a hollowed out section here for your forefinger. And this is designed, in my opinion, to help facilitate how to use it. This knife is a great skinner and is a great processing little knife. And you can use it for small game, large game. It does the job really well. The very first day I got this, I was at a house party, and the guys had some big slab of moose. They needed cut it up into strips. They were going to make some stripped jerky out of it, I think is what they were going to do, and they didn't have a knife. So I actually had this, and man, it cut through 1.5 inches of raw moose meat without issue. Really, really well. But this knife is designed to fit into your hand securely, and it locks right in there. See that? This knife is not going to slip. Your thumb goes onto the back, your forefinger goes through the hole, and the rest of the handle is firmly locked in the palm of your hand, and you have a lot of mobility to use with this for skinning knives. Also, if used as a skinning knife, one of the things when you use skinning knives and the way that you do it, you're kind of doing like a scraping motion sometimes. And this knife, again, the way the handle is, you can put your hands around in through the holes like that, your 2 fingers, and you lock it into place, and you put your finger on the back. Again, this gives you really fine motions and control when you're skinning, making skinning motions, or using it to skin an animal. This is a great, real practical use knife to have in your kit. Now, another thing is it has a nice straight back edge, a 90-degree edge on the back of the blade here, which is also really good, because if you're a person who likes to use a ferro rod, this knife kicks out plenty of sparks, and it's a great knife. So I want to have, when I ask him to make this, you have a menu of items that you can choose to design your own knife. And he painstakingly goes ahead and he makes these knives to order. I want it specifically a nice dark handle. I see a lot of traditional light colored woods with stains and stuff on it, but I wanted something kind of dark, but also had a little bit of contrast as well. So I asked for the darkest handle that he had. In the comments, or right below here, I'm going to put down what it is, because I can't remember what it is offhand, because I'm not a knife guy. I think I've said that before. I don't know a thing about knives, other than the fact that they're good quality and how I plan on using them. So it has a phenomenally great sharp edge. So it's a nice dark handle. All right. I asked for brass hardware, so that really pops right there. The light in the back here doesn't work so well, but I want a nice dark handle, and the hardware here really pops out. It's brass hardware, and on the back here, I want it to have something bright, but not overpowering as a spacer to help for contrast, because if you do drop this thing or is in the dark, it gives you something kind of a little easier to find in case, but it kind of gives that little bit of a pop, and it's not overpowering. It's not like as bright as this boil up wool hat I have on. No, it's not that bright. As you can see, this hat's phenomenally bright, but it does stand out, and it has a nice contrast. So I asked him for these ingredients of his knife, and this is how it looks, and I can tell you it is fantastic. And the grind on this handle is great. There's like, you can see like the grains, and there's little small grooves in the grain in the wood there, and it's on both sides. Look at that. I think it really adds to the quality and the look of the blade. And now there's one thing I don't know if you can see. Now that's a symbol. Let me see if I can find a focus. Now that's a symbol right there, Malone Knives, the MK. Now if I turn it one way or the other, maybe right there, you can just see it on the flat edge of the blade up here. There's a slight texture to the blade. It kind of looks like almost like a snakeskin type pattern that's in the steel. And there's a little rough texture to it, and I think that really kicks it out. So the Malone Knives, you can hold it multiple ways. It's a small, compact, everyday carry knife. And if you're an outdoors person who needs a knife for skinning animals, for processing stuff around the camp like food, if you need to do finer details. Now I could baton wood with this knife. I know it can be done. I've seen it done many, many times by other people. But I'm not going to do it today. I just want to show off this knife and the quality of the knife. Now, the sheath that I like about this, now this sheath came with the knife. Now, it's extra. It doesn't come. You gotta purchase it. And it's done by one of his partners, co-worker, co-business people, his buddies, I guess. He makes the leather sheaths. And it's Badger Claw Outfitters. All right. And it's a nice, small, little leather, compact little sheath. And the way the knife fits into it, it goes in like that. And the strap goes up through and clips in. And this is, again, Badger Claw Outfitters. This is also from a gentleman down in Texas. So some really great high quality custom knives right here. And I can't stress it enough, these guys, they make good stuff. And a lot of these independent knife makers, man, like this is their lifeblood right here. This is an art. This is artwork. And a lot of people don't think about it that way. Now there's a lot that do, but there's also a lot that don't. And so if you're looking for a custom knife for anything that you need, go check out his website, Malone Knives. You can build the knife to look the way that you want, but he has several different styles. But this is the Wingman. This is my favorite knife that I've ever seen. And it's my newest knife to my collection, but it's honestly my favorite knife. I have one other knife that I love absolutely beyond doubt, and that's my father's knife. That's a Swedish knife, which I can't pronounce the name of the company to. But this knife right here, was it a scout knife? Yeah, it was a scout knife. A Scara scout knife. Oh gosh, I can't say the name. But I digress. This is the Malone Knives Wingman. And it fits. It comes with this nice little, like I said, you got to get the sheath separately, but this is the sheath that's designed specifically for the knife. It fits nice and light onto your chest. It's very easy to cover up like that. Easily accessible. Perfect little size. Malone Knives. Check them out. I'll put details somewhere on this screen.